awards we're giving away. We're giving away Whipple's winning distance coolers, the longest distance of the night, each night this weekend. And we're also giving away, well, we're not giving away just yet. They don't get the checks till banquet time. But we're crowning some champions, 3 champions tonight in the Holganics Midwest Summer Sweep. 3 classes come to a close this weekend, including Light Limited Pro, which will crown a champ tonight, Super Farm, and Pro Stock 4x4. Of those last 2, we will crown champions. Tomorrow night, we crown the Light Super Stock Ag champion from the Iowa State Fair just a couple of days ago over in Des Moines. So a lot of stuff going on. We're giving away a lot of hardware, a lot of awards, and a lot of money. And we're going to have a good time here this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting off first 2 classes.
So it looks like we got the Super Farms over on the red sled, and we're going to go with the Light Super Stock Ags, not the modified 4-wheel drives. We're going to slide them to the number 2 spot. So it looks like Terry Mammon on the Fat Chance Cockshut. Going to be your test puller. Here we go, Wisner. Over here on the Super Farm, Lyle Ronk, Nemaha, Iowa, calls this one Burnin' Bucks.
$267.23 for Terry Mammon's Fat Chance Cockshut. Going to keep the hook. Keep the hook.
Nice hook out there for Lyle Ronk on the Burnin' Bucks. We'll get you his distance here in just a second as we're pulling those weight transfer machines out to the big end to get things rocking and rolling here tonight. 324.96. 324.96 over there for the Burnin' Bucks machine. He is your test puller. Has the option whether or not he's going to keep or turn that down. Looks like he did keep that, so we are official on the Super Farm side.
You know, as we're starting this Light Super Stock Ag class, I don't think we've announced this yet, so we're going to go ahead and announce it. We crowned a champion, but we haven't disclosed that information yet. From the Iowa State Fair, the last hook in the Holganics Midwest Summer Sweep. First place was Jeremy Paulson, just inched past Ryan Boyson there at the Iowa State Fair, beat him out by 2 points. So the Hawkeye hooker wins the Holganics Midwest Summer Sweep in Light Super Stock Ag. Ryan Boyson's under construction is the runner-up. Kirk Paulson's Crazy Horse third. Terry Mammon's Fat Chance fourth. And Jim Scheffler's Too Much Fun fifth. That's your top 5. And those are the money placings in the Holganics Midwest Summer Sweep for Light Super Stock Ag.
Of course, Jeremy Paulson picked up a win here last night. That makes it 7 in a row for him, moves him squarely into the number 1 spot in national standings, and sits him in a good spot, chasing down that Thunderbolt Award we're going to be giving away here in just a couple of minutes at the end of this class right here.
Jim Scheffler backing up to the rock sled. The Too Much Fun. Case IH out of Hancock, Iowa, just announced there he finished 5th in the Holganics Midwest Summer Sweep points, so he will get a check from the folks at Holganics Midwest. They put up $80,000 for that sweep of 10 hooks. Now, I say 10 hooks. Some of those were 2-session hooks where they take an average, but 10 points values added up for their totals to place them in that Holganics Midwest Summer Sweep. Got to beat 267.23. Jim Scheffler, Too Much Fun. And that's going to do it for Scheffler. We're going to pull up short of the Fat Chance tractor. 242.94 feet.
Here we go with Drake Wallman out of Hickman, Nebraska on the Wallman 1066. Just a plain closed side shields on this one. Don't let that fool you, folks. It's a good one. Nice run right there for the good-looking 1066 out there, piloted by Drake Wallman. I believe we're going to be moving that Schaefer Oil leader cone, the unofficial leadership distance market out there. We'll get you his numbers in just a moment, but I do think he's going to take over the number one spot unofficially. Big thank you to Hartz Diesel, the official class sponsor of the Super Farms over here. More horsepower and reliability to get that extra inch by way of our fuel injection pumps, turbochargers, and injectors. The folks at Hartz Diesel are able to provide customers with the tools needed to perform at the highest level. Check them out, hartzdiesel.com. 335.67, 335 with a 67 to the right. The distance out there for the Wallman 1066 takes over the number one spot. Big class of 15 of them, so he's got 13 bullets to dodge in this 9,200-pound Super Farm class out here.
Big thanks to Case IH, the title sponsor of the Outlaws and the Case IH Thunder in the Dirt Outlaw Pulling Series. Case IH isn't just built by farmers, it's sold, supported, and serviced by farmers as well. The men and women at your local Case IH dealer understands what it takes to overcome the challenges of farming because they do it every day just like you. That means they're the right people to help you find the right equipment that you need. Stop by and meet our farmers today or visit builtbyfarmers.com to learn more. Built by Farmers, Case IH. Tyler Spatansky, one of our young guns, sponsored by Titan International, comes out of Cairo, Nebraska, the Super 10 International. Got to beat 267.23 to get past the cockshut of Terry Mammon. Couldn't quite get on top of the turbo, right on the edge there where the air pressure was equal on either side. 239 and 92.
All right, for all my Alice Chalmers fans out there, here's a good-looking D21 Brad Halinga, Harris, Iowa, endangered species. What do you say, Orange fans? Make some noise out there. Good run from a hard-running tractor, currently sitting number 5 in national points out there. 348.90 takes over the number one spot by about 13 feet. So each of the three tractors pushing that leader cone out there further and further.
All right, fans, I know it's hot out there. It's pretty balmy, to say the least, this evening. Don't wait till you get thirsty. Make sure you stay hydrated out there. The great folks here at Thunder by the River have provided everyone with free H2O. If you look about the 200-foot mark there on this side of the checkered flag barriers there's coolers on either side. That is water provided by the folks here at Thunder by the River. There's full of ice and water in there. Go grab you a cold water and stay hydrated out there, folks.
Big thank you to Organics Midwest. Replenish soil health and the yield will follow. Organics Midwest will help you get there with Bio 800 Plus. Healthy soil is the foundation for productive, sustainable agriculture. Managing for soil health allows producers to work with the land, not against it, to reduce erosion, maximize water infiltration, improve nutrient cycling, saving money on inputs, ultimately improving the resiliency of their working land. Learn more at HoganicsMidwest.com.
Well, over here in Light Superstock Ag, we have seen Cockshut. We've seen Case IH. We've seen International. How about some John Deere here? The Wanted coming out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Dan Christensen going to take a shot at Terry Mammon's mark of 267.23. Here comes the Wanted. Yo Cockshut still hanging in there. 257.86. That's going to put Christensen in the number 2 spot here for now with Tom Scheffler's Just for Fun coming up next. Ryan Boyson, you're on deck.
You know, Ron, you mentioned you've had 3 different colors go down the track over there on your side on the light super stock ag with that rock sled. Well, we're going to go to our 4th different brand and 4 different tractors over here on the Super Farm division as well. So we've seen John Deere International, Alice Chalmers. How about Ford New Holland? Got any diehard Ford New Hollands out there in the stands with me? Let me hear you, folks. Hey, we got a couple of them out there. I love it. Well, this is a Maserati blue painted. Now, that is actually a factory option color that you can get on this machine out here, though. I've coined a new phrase for this. You guys have all heard of candy apple red, right? Well, I've started calling this the candy apple blue. Good looking Ford New Holland Super Farm out there. This is Mark Roberts out of Scribner, Nebraska. He's on the tractor he calls Spanky's Toy. Every single vehicle has pushed over that new leadership flag out there with that Schaefer Oil leader barrel at the end of the track. So we're going to see if we can continue to build the road and send them out north right here. Got to get past 348.90 to get in the money tonight as we back both these machines up to the sleds right here. Now, Ron, yours is yellow, so we're seeing all these colors out here, but that is that's not a mini mow out there by any means on your side.
No, that is a John Deere. That right from the state highway department there in Iowa. John Deere of Ryan Boyson. Calls it under construction out of West Point, Nebraska. Just bagged the number 2 spot, the runner-up spot in the finals here in the Hoganics Midwest Summer Sweep in the light superstock ag division. Now in the Case IH Thunder of the Dirt points, he's currently number 5.
Mark Roberts giving her the onion for all it's worth, getting underneath that 3-inch Charger on the money side. Going to come up a little shy. We'll tell you about it in a second. 326.92 takes over the number 3 spot.
Got to beat 267.23. Ryan Boyson. West Point, Nebraska, under construction. Hey, hey, John Deere fans. No doubt we've got a new leader. 281.68 feet. That is your new leader. Ryan Boyson's under construction. 281.68.
Yeah, neat thing about that tractor out there on that light superstock ag side, these guys can run multiple turbochargers under the hood, depending on the cubic inch size. Anyone at 505 cubic inches or under can run the multi-stage turbos. If they get up above that 505, they can only run a single charger, but they can run a big one. So he's actually running above 505 cubic inches out there, but one great big 5-inch turbocharger on top. Burning the diesel fuel out there, taking over the number 1 spot.
Yeah, and a mixture of fuels in the class as well. Diesel fuel and alcohol burners. If you hadn't noticed already, the Case IH of Jim Scheffler burning alcohol. And, of course, the John Deere of Ryan Boyson burning diesel fuel. Little difference there. The diesel tractors running at 6,300 pounds. The Alky burners handicapped at 6,000 pounds.
And then, of course, over here on the Super Farm side, every last one of them is going to be smoke blowers burning that VP Racing Fuel diesel out there. 640 cubic inches under the hood, 24.5 Pro Stock family of tires on the back with one single 3-inch turbocharger on top, courtesy of Hartz, the class sponsor out there. Here we go with the next one. Rick Engelmeyer out of Beamer, Nebraska. He calls this one Ultimate Muscle. The Ultimate Muscle Tractor never really getting that front end up the way that he wanted it to. Now, these Super Farms like to lay that front end down and run with it out the back door. 3:24.18, the distance right there.
Don Schulting Jr. out of Gretna, Nebraska. Good run at Alky Burnin International called. Going for broke. Run out of oomph up here on the big end, but still may have been able to get past the John Deere of Brian Boyson. And that he did 285.7. 285.7 for Don Schulting Jr. That's your new leader. Jeremy Paulson's Hawkeye Hooker out of Schleswig, Iowa, coming up next. Schaefer Oil, your engine's performance is always what matters most. And the folks at Schaefer's believe what you put in your engine matters. Using advanced additive, Schaefer's synthetic oils provide strong engine durability and fuel economy benefits, allowing you to maximize your equipment's performance and return on investment. Schaefer's oils deliver results you can depend on, more productivity while reducing costs and downtime. See for yourself what others already know. Everything runs more smoothly and goes further with Schaefer's specialized lubricants. Learn more at schaeferoil.com.
Next puller over on the Super Farm side. Consequently, Ron, they're both going to be coming from Schleswig, Iowa. We talked last night. That's kind of a metropolis of pulling. Love their tractor pulling over there. This Jared Johansson on the machine he calls Blaze of Glory. Got one win on the season already. Picked up a big win up there, Lamar's, Iowa, a couple of weeks ago. First win he's had in a couple of years. Said it felt nice to be back in their victory lane. Currently sitting number 4 in the Case IH Thunder in the Dirt National Point Series standings. Very, very consistent finisher. I call this man Mr. Consistency, relentlessly in the top 5 out there. He's hunting 348.90 to move into the number 1 spot right now. Jared Johansson calls it Blaze of Glory. Talk about the torque on the money side of the track out there. Just about the second I thought there was nothing left to give, he reached down and found a little more. 334.50, good enough for the number 3 spot as we get close to the halfway point of the class.
Here we go, number 1 tractor in the Case IH Thunder in the Dirt Outlaw Series points. Just won the Hoganics Midwest Summer Sweep in the light super stock ag class. This is Jeremy Paulson, Schleswig, Iowa. The Hawkeye Hooker. And that's why he's leading the points. John Deere fans, make some noise. 333.14 for Jeremy Paulson, your new number 1.
Yeah, Jeremy Paulson has been on a 7-pull win streak dating back to Gibbon, Nebraska. He has won every single pull since then. Looking to make it lucky number 8 here tonight. What a run that tractor has been on lately.
Yeah, and a new ride for him this year. Of course, last year, those who follow the Outlaws and, of course, watch Full Pull Live and Outlaw Pulling TV, if you watch the last hook of the season for that tractor last year, his former tractor, he broke it in half, literally broke it into 2 pieces there in competition on the track at the Clay County Fair in Iowa last September.
Big thank you again to Hartz Diesel, the official class sponsor of the Super Farm class. More horsepower and reliability to get that extra inch by way of our fuel injection pumps, turbochargers, and injectors. The folks at Hartz Diesel are able to provide customers with the tools needed to perform at the highest level. Check them out, hartzdiesel.com. Next puller over here in that Super Farm class, Brian Nabuda, comes to us from Fremont, Nebraska. He calls this tractor Unforgiven. Nice smooth A to B run out there for the Unforgiven machine, just coming up shy on the money side of the track. 300 even, 300.00. Right on the button out there.
And here comes your number 2 tractor in points. This is Kurt Paulson. Now, they say they're not related. Jeremy Paulson just went down the track. He's your points leader. This is Kurt Paulson. The Crazy Horse, tractor formerly campaigned by Ron Pasota, comes out of Anthon, Iowa. Well, shucks, what's going on there? That's what he's thinking. Sounded good coming out of the hole.
You know, immediately, Ron, I thought we were hearing maybe just some wastegate, kind of some bypass on that pressure out there, but I think it's something a little bit more serious than that. Is he definitely ran out of momentum about mid-track out there.
241.96, 241.96 for Kurt Paulson. And the Crazy Horse. Not the run he was looking for here tonight. Only one tractor left here in Light Super Ag. Had a couple of tractors break down on us here the last couple of nights. These tractors hooking 3 times this week when we include the Iowa State Fair. Here we're pulled on Tuesday and Wednesday. Corey Schluter, the barn burner, is going to be our next puller in Light Super Ag on the orange sled.
Next puller on the Super Farm side out of Beersford, South Dakota, Chad Andrews on the tractor. He calls Bruley Buck. Correction on that. This is going to be Brady Andrews out here doing the driving tonight from a very prolific team of Super Farms out here. This tractor currently sitting number 3 in the national points standings. Here we go on the Bruley Buck. .48, 321.48 the distance out there for the Bruley Buck horse here in a little bit. We'll take a look at their other tractor. Alan Andrews is going to be coming up in about 2 or 3 vehicles on the tractor he calls Dakota Deer, currently leading the class. So a 2-tractor team out there. Corey Schluter out of Carrollton, Missouri calls this one a barn burner. That is your 2024 defending points champion. Ron, what do you say? I think we might be back to form out there.
Yeah, I tell you what, they've had some gremlins this year. We had some problems with the tractor, a lot of breakage, but you can see it was all worth it, that fist pump towards the sky there for Corey Schluter. Going to get a walk-off win here. That was the last tractor in the class. 348.3, 348.3 for the win for Corey Schluter out of Carrollton, Missouri, and the barn burner. We'll give you the top 5 here in just a moment.
Big thank you to Frosted Frog. Keeps you chill in any situation. At Frosted Frog, we specialize in keeping things chill no matter the setting. Whether scaling rugged mountains, lounging on beaches, or simply looking for the perfect companion to carry your morning coffee to work, our lineup ensures you do it with unmatched style. Our lineup of insulated coolers and tumblers was designed not just for any ordinary outing. They're crafted from the highest quality materials to ensure your drinks stay cold and refreshing. From sleek insulated cups with lids, perfect for your commute to robust coolers that can handle the wilds of nature, Frosted Frog is committed to enhancing your outdoor and everyday beverage experience. Find out more, frostedfrog.com. All right, so keeping the color variety, something for everyone. We've got a different brand again out on the track, White Farm Equipment WFE. Now this one is true white through and through, powered by one of those factory option Cummins under the hood. This is another tough one out here out of Alton, Iowa. Phil Klein Hesselink aboard the machine that he calls Doctor's Orders. Got a tall order that he's trying to fill here tonight, 348. 90, 348.90, the leading distance. Brad Helinga on the endangered species, D21 out there leading it at the moment. So here we go, our first white of the night. Calls this one Doctor's Orders. Oh, the big side of the track and the Outlaw sled putting the stops on them, dragging them down on the big end of the track. 3:02.84. 3:02.84. The distance right out there for Phil Klein Hesselink on the Doctor's Orders with right at about 6 of them to go in this perfect field of 15 super farms out here.
And your final top 5 in light super stock ag, your number 5 tractor, Terry Mammon's Fat Chance. Ryan Boyson's under construction in 4th. In the number 3 spot is Don Schulte Jr. is going for broke. The runner-up, Hawkeye Hooker, Jeremy Paulson in the number 2 spot. And the winner tonight, Corey Schluter, and the barn burner goes number 1. Folks, give a round of applause to your light super stock ag class this weekend at Thunder by the River.
Of course, Ron.
This bag is made of craft paper with a cellophane liner and provides nothing for seed growth. This is a seed bed. It was prepared with Case IH soil management tools. It optimizes everything from nutrient access to water infiltration to create the perfect environment for early uniform emergence. Get to know why your seed bed drives productivity at caseih.com/soil management.
And in that light superstock ag class, also big congratulations. Jeremy Paulson grabbed the first place last night, second place tonight. That's going to be good enough for the... And over here on the orange rock sled, we're going to go modified 4-wheel drive truck pulling.
Yeah, going to make some noise here. Mountain Motors, Hemis, big blocks, somewhere in that 800 cubic inch neighborhood. No blowers, no turbochargers, just alcohol fuel and carburetors or fuel injection.
Your test puller in this class comes from right down the road from my hometown over there in Northeast Missouri. Gage Lewis coming to you out of Macon, Missouri. Some of the nicest folks that you'll meet in the pulling world. They say that this truck has been having a whale of a season. I believe runs several different circuits, got about 7 wins to its credit.
Coming off a win last Saturday night in Washington, Missouri, the Washington Town and Country Fair. Good run at Chevrolet. Gage Lewis, rookie driver out of Macon, Missouri. Something for all the Chevrolet fans here tonight in Wisner, Nebraska. Here comes Fired Up.
What do you say, Wisner, Nebraska? We're cranking up the RPMs, and man, oh man, that young man has really been coming into his own in the seat of that truck out there. Son of a legendary driver, Cody Lewis. Glad to have them back in the world of pulling. .351.35 the distance for Gage Lewis. Alan Andrews, Beersford, South Dakota, 7-time national points champion. He calls this tractor Dakota Deer. Nice pass right there for the Dakota Deer machine. Like I said, 7 national points championships to his credit. 332.54. We're going to shake the order up just a little bit. All of them still chasing. Brad Halinga, 348 and change. A big distance in the number 1 position right now. Big thank you to Whiffles Hybrids, a U.S. family farm-owned company, has partnered with the Outlaws this season, bringing 75 years of tradition and independence in the seed business. Whiffles Hybrids began in 1946 in Illinois, focusing solely on corn. The result is a level of performance uncommon in the business. Always exploring ways to improve productivity, the Whipple family was soon led by a single-minded vision to produce higher-performing seed for their clients, a vision that still guides Whiffles today. Since that time, Whiffles has been relentlessly focused on one thing only: developing top-performing corn products that yield better for farmers across the Corn Belt. Find out more at whiffles.com.
The next puller here, modified 4-wheel drive, going to be Darren Kriz out of Tyndall, South Dakota in the house. Here, the Wild Child Ford will take a shot at the Chevrolet of Gage Lewis, 351.35, leading us off. Tom Byers, you're on deck with Agent Orange. Steffes Auctions, your local auction experts since 1960. If you're planning to sell land, real estate, excess equipment, or other assets, with the 2025 auction with your local auction experts, Steffes Group. Find out how at steffesgroup.com. How many Ford fans we have in Wisner, Nebraska tonight? Ford people, sound off. Good running Ford Ranger mountain motor. Hemi Ford under the hood. Got to beat 351.35. Here comes the Wild Child. .332.51 for Darren Kriz.
Steve Gavan, Ithaca, Nebraska, pride of the farm. Steve Gavan picked up a win in Weeping Water, Nebraska last week. Looking to grab another one here tonight. Going to be close as he buries it in on the big side. 337.11, 337.11. Good enough for the number 2 spot right now for that tough run in 54.88 out of Ithaca, Nebraska. We would like to welcome all of our Facebook fans out there, courtesy of Full Pull Live. We're giving an exclusive live look in on Facebook. So hello to all you fans watching out there on social media. If you love what you see going down the track right here, go ahead and subscribe, fullpull.live. You can watch the entirety of this show as well as our entire library of pulling content. Big thank you to Titan Goodyear Farm Tires. Farmers have a legacy built on hard work and a spirit of innovation. It's the same vision that's driven Titan to engineer farm tires for almost a century. Ag products and our Titan and Goodyear farm tire brands start with feedback that comes directly from the field. It's how we develop the innovative LSW low sidewall technology that's redefining expectations for ag tires around the world, offering a full lineup of agricultural tires for a variety of equipment. Check them out, TitanInternational.com.
And next puller here, truck's been around quite a few years here. The Agent Orange Chevrolet of Tom Byers at Watkins, Iowa. Running that Sonny Leonard truck pull engine. Hemi, they call it a Chevy Hemi. All aluminum, mountain motor. Got to beat 351.35. They're going to wear out that right side of the track. Every puller so far in the class spotting the rock sled over on the right side. And waiting on the green flag. Going to turn the truck loose first. Got to beat 351.35. Agent Orange, Tom Byers. Nice hook for the Agent Orange machine. 336.56 moves into the number 2 spot.
Rodney Yedlichka out of Schuyler, Nebraska calls it Feedlot Special. Ooh, that motor just said no right about the time that weight box topped out there. 3:05.25 the distance right there for the Feedlot Special. With 2 to go in the Super Farm class, we're going to take a look at 2-time point champion Dave Rosaboom up next. Eric Groney going to round out the field. And then, folks, if you do not have ear protection, I would like to highly encourage you to seek some of that out as the next class. We're going to go over to the Noise Boys, as legendary announcer Dave Bennett would call them. It's going to be 7,400-pound outlaw modified pulling. It's going to get wild.
Well, let's go to Minnesota for our next modified four-wheel drive truck, low-slung Chevrolet out of Wilmot, Minnesota, the American Iron Chevy of Brian Loosbrock. Once again, spotting the sled on that far right side. Inching a little bit closer, but still a ways out here from that first hook. Gage Lewis went 351.35. Tom Byers just moved into the number 2 spot at 336.56. Josh Mazier, you're on deck. Farrell Martin, you're in the hole. 17 modified four-wheel drives here this evening.
Yeah, Ron, I just received word that we had one of our Pro Stock tractors is going to be a scratch as well. So we're down to 145. Anytime you say down and you're at 145, you've still got a lot of iron out there.
Make that 143. We had 2 scratches more.
I tell you what, we're north of
class.
140. It's hard to say we're going down when we still have a number that big.
Not a bad run, but if you heard about mid-track, you heard a couple of popping sounds out of the exhaust there. 331.97. Motor not running 100% there.
Two-time national point champion on the Super Farm side, Dave Rosaboom out of Rock Valley, Iowa. Spotting the sled way up on the top side of the track, going to move it all the way over to the right. Jason, 348 and change. He calls this one Red Rock. Well, he had the speed over there, but he just lost a little bit of the traction. Not going to find pay dirt up on that right-hand side with the hero or zero move. 3:11.03 going to be the official distance with 1 to go on the Super Farm side. You take a look at the replay over here on the modified four-wheel drive. You can hear Ron talking about something not entirely happy. As you can watch, he tries to burn it in here, and those tires just kind of quit digging as he gets to the big side of the track.
Josh Major coming out of St. Joe, Missouri. Home of the Pony Express. Truck's called Unfinished Business. Chevrolet truck running a Sonny Leonard truck pull engine. Now, that's actually what the engine is called. Sonny Leonard Racing built this engine, designed this engine, and builds them specifically for the modified four-wheel drive class in truck pulling. There are several different versions of it. As far as cubic inches go, there's a 650 version, which is built specifically for the NTPA. Their modified class limited to 650 cubic inches. The only limitation as far as size on the Outlaw modified four-wheel drives is the bore spacing, the bore center on the blocks, no larger than 5 inches. Here comes Josh Major in Unfinished Business. Josh Major going to come up short. That's your 2021 Outlaw points champion. 325.36 feet. 325.36.
Last tractor in the Super Farm class over here looking for a walk-off win, spotting that sled back over where the pay dirt's been. They went shopping up there on the top side of it and didn't find any pay dirt up there, so bringing it back where most of the success has been. Eric Groney out of Wayne, Nebraska, aboard the 88 series. He calls Husker Hooker. Fought the bounce just a little bit on the back half of the run right there, but still had the torque to shake up the order a little bit. 3:27.43. How about a nice round of applause for the Super Farms out there? We'll get you guys a top 5 rundown in just a moment.
AP1 Insurance is excited to sponsor the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pullers this 2025 season, offering specialty insurance products for motorsports, automotive, rain insurance, and prize packages. Act Protect One prides themselves on offering the best resources for clients throughout the Midwest, guarding their investments and their toys. With the ever-changing markets, AgProtect One can help you find the best products for your needs. Visit AgProtect1.com for more information. Also check them out on Facebook and Twitter. AgProtect One Insurance, real coverage, real protection, no surprises. AgProtect1.com.
All right, your top 5 over here in the Super Farm class. Number 5, Dakota Deer, piloted by Alan Andrews. Number 4 is going to go to Mr. Consistent out there, Jared Johansson on the Blaze of Glory tractor. Number 3, Drake Wallman on the Wallman 1066. Number 2, Steve Cavan, pride of the farm. That tractor's been running especially well lately. And your winner, make some noise, Alice Chalmers fans, Brad Halinga, Endangered Species with a run 348.90. Top 5 in the Super Farm. We're going to go modified. Outlaw pulling next.
Well, let's go back to the Ford camp here out of Springfield, Nebraska. Farrell Martin's Bad Attitude Ford. Trying to build a road over there on the right side. They're all choosing that right side of the track. Dave Kriz is going to stick with the Ford camp here, at least for a couple of trucks. Dave Kriz is Aftershock on deck here.
So again, we need Corey Schluter and Jeremy Paulson up here to the winner's circle.
All right, let's see what the Ford could do with it. Farrell Martin, Bad Attitude. Got to beat 351.35. Farrell Martin goes 321.17, 321.17 for the Bad Attitude Ford. As we're getting ready down here in the winner's circle, we got our first. Is this our first Rock Award already of the weekend, Mike? Take it away, buddy.
Yeah, our first Thunderbolt going to be given away right down here. Jeremy Paulson, you were on a 7-pull win streak. Well, 7 out of 8, that's not too bad. And this is some pretty good consolation trophy right here. How you feeling holding that Thunderbolt award? You said this is your first one.
This is the first one, yes. Felt really good. I would have changed that run just a little bit, but hats off to Corey Schluter. He had a hell of a run. Poked it out there. Do it again next year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great weekend for you. Been a great run. Love seeing you getting back in the saddle after all the complications last year. Who would you like to thank for standing here in victory lane tonight?
First of all, my wife and kids, Mike, Brady, and Jared for helping in the pits, Joe Butch, Ag Repair, Robert's Machine for the new chassis, and everybody here at Wisner.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Your Thunderbolt winner, top weekend finisher in the Light Superstock Ag division, Jeremy Paulson on the Hawkeye Hooker.
Yeah, congratulations, Jeremy Paulson. Yeah, the Thunderbolt Award, not the Rock. That was last month. This is the Thunderbolt here at Thunder by the River. Next puller here, sticking with the Ford camp, the Aftershock coming out of Tyndall, South Dakota. Dave Kriz going to take a shot. Lane Thornton's Ramrod on deck. Off-road belts to power everything from your vacuum cleaner to your oil rig, from your riding mower to your combine. Off-Road Belts has the belt you need in stock in their Rock Valley, Iowa warehouse, ready to be shipped directly to your door. Check them out at offroadbelts.com. Well, that first truck in the class, the Chevrolet of Gage Lewis, still leading 351.35. Ford people, you're going to have to get loud to get one of these Fords past that Chevrolet. And as soon as the track is clear, we will go green and turn the aftershock loose. .35, 325 and 35 for Dave Kriz and the aftershock. All right, 7,400-pound modified tractors. We're going to start them right now. First puller coming out of Illinois. It's going to be Mitchell Phipps out of Kane, Illinois, running twin supercharged Hemis. You're looking at about 6,000 horsepower sitting on the nose of a 7,400-pound tractor. Calls it hush money. Now, I remember Mike talking about ear protection. If you forgot about that or neglected to go get it, better get your fingers, get your hands out of your pockets and put your fingers in your ears because we're going to get loud. Here comes hush money. .332.89, 332.89. And he's going to keep it as first puller. He has that option. Let's go to Lane Thornton out of Gravity, Iowa, the Ramrod. Dodge Dakota. Going to change it up here. Not sure if he saw something over on the left side that he liked as far as the dirt on that side. Thinks it might have a little more traction or just simply gambling a little bit. This is your number 2 truck in points right now, Ramrod. Oh, getting close. Getting real close here. 347.62. He'll move into the number 2 spot. Mike, take it away down in the winner's circle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm down here with your Super Farm Class winner, Brad Halinga, representing Team Alice Chalmers. What a pass out there. Tell us about it, and tell us about anyone you need to thank tonight.
Took off, and it was a pretty good run. It hooked in right away, and we got to the end, and it stayed hooked up. Drug her out the end there. Always pretty torquey tractor, so it worked out well for us.
It was a beautiful pass. Who do you need to thank for standing here this evening?
Well, I need to thank my wife, first of all, and my family for putting up with me doing this and helping me do it. So Without them, I couldn't do it.
All right, well, Alice Chalmers fans and all of Wisner, Nebraska, make some noise. Brad Halinga going home with the victory in the Super Farm class.
Yep, next modifying tractor coming up here, Donald Nelson out of Cat Spring, Texas, the Bullbuster. Going to make its debut here at Wisner, Nebraska. New tractor, just came out with it last October, so this will be the first time down the track for this tractor at this particular event. Mike, if you're set up down there, go, buddy.
All right, folks, down here with the light super stock ag division winner, Corey Schluter, back in the winner's circle for the first time since Wayne, Nebraska. How we feeling, buddy?
Feels great. We had some trouble along the way, so good to be back on top.
Good to see you in here, no doubt about it. Your team always hard working. Who do you need to thank tonight?
Just my family. You know, we put in a lot of hours keeping these things running and don't get a lot of home time. So got to just thank them, and especially my wife, my father, Dad working on the tractor with me, and my wife putting up with it. So appreciate all you fans for coming and all of our sponsors. Without any of y'all, we couldn't do it.
Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Corey Schluter, light super stock ag Friday night session winner.
Donald Nelson's Bullbuster, your number 3 tractor coming in here this weekend in the point standings. Twin Hemis, once again about 6,000 horsepower sitting on the nose of that tractor.
All right, so here we go. Donald Nelson on the Bullbuster.
Well, he went from 2 engines to 1 engine. That's what happened right there. He lost the blower belt on one of those Hemis. Here comes Derek Brown, the high-class grad.
All right, so getting you folks caught up. Don Nelson went 327.43. He was on a roll, and then he sent that blower belt out there running forward. Scratch that, folks. 327.43, not the distance for Donald Nelson. We'll get you the right digits in just a second. $299.27. $299.27, the distance for Donald Nelson.
313.41 for Derek Brown's high-class grass out of Grove, Oklahoma. 17 trucks in this modified truck division tonight. As we're just past the halfway point, Murray Thornton and Thumper coming up next out of Bedford, Iowa. He's your number 1 truck in the point standings right now.
Big thank you to Stop Fire Fire Extinguishers, the official fire extinguisher of the Outlaw. Stop Fire is a proprietary blend of liquefied fire suppression gases that not only put out the fire, but also prevent reignition with zero mess. Stop Fire Fire Extinguishers are 100% guaranteed and made right here in North America. To get your hands on the world's best fire extinguisher, go online, ake.com.
Next puller here. Once again, this is your points leader right now, Murray Thornton out of Bedford, Iowa. Ford pickup body, Sonny Leonard Hemi under the hood, calls it Thumper. '23 Outlaw Points champ. Going back a little farther, 2018, 2017 as well. So a few championships to the credit of the Thornton family Ford called Thumper. Tell you what, they're knocking on the door. 345.67. They found some good dirt over here on the left side. Still unable to get past the leader.
Kent Urbon going to be your next puller out of Osceola, Nebraska, aboard the tractor he calls Stud Mule. Twin Arius Racing Hemis out there on this one. Very popular racing motors back in the day. Got them kind of angle mounted out there. Currently sitting number 8 in points in the National Series out of 16 total registered vehicles. So sitting squarely in the middle of the pack right now. We've got right at about 11 of them total going to go down the track here tonight, coming to you from states of Illinois, Texas, Iowa, all across the Midwest, as well as an entrant from Nebraska. Chasing that distance, 3:32.89, laid down by Mitchell Phipps in the hush money. So we'll turn it loose out here. Kent Urbon on the Stud Mule. Say, hey, Wisner, he's going to be right up there close next to that Schaefer Oil leader can. All right, listen to this, folks. Had to go better than 3:32.89. Comes in at 3:31.93, about 8/10. Yeah, just at about 8/10 of a foot shy out there. Close between our 1 and 2 tractors and these big 7,400-pound modifieds out there. Of course, they can run twin Hemis, triple Chevys. They've even got some turbines back there, running the 30.5 Superstock tires on the back. So bringing all the thunder and noise to Thunder by the River.
If you see some guys walking around with green buckets out there, flag them down. If you want to buy a chance to win a 2025 Polaris Ranger 1000 EPS, that's the grand prize. Second prize, a Henry Big Boy Brass 45, or a third prize Colt Viper 357 Magnum. That drawing is September the 22nd. $50 each per ticket, or 3 tickets for $100. That's the American Legion Riders. You can win a 1000 EPS Polaris Ranger, a Henry Big Boy Brass 45, or a Colt Viper 357 Magnum. Drawing takes place September 22nd of this year. Well, let's try the Fords out once again. Nick Christensen, big Ford Hemi under the hood of that Ford Ranger called Nut and Honey, coming out of Cumberland, Iowa. 351.35, still the magic number. Got to get past that mark to take the lead. Don't forget, 2025 Outlaw Souvenir Programs. Buy a program, get a Hoganics Midwest t-shirt.